Greeting to all in B.Ed first semester from the subject of school management and organization. We will discuss about role of the headmaster as an academician and administrator. The headmaster plays an important role in an educational institution. He is compared with the captain of a ship. He is also described as the sun around which all the teacher planet revolves. In fact, he is the head of the school both academically and administratively. Means that teacher, headmaster is going to play an important role in educational institution, because organization, administration, management of the school is going to be completely depends upon the headmaster itself only. The headmaster is the head of the masters or a teachers in a particular school. He holds key position and plans, coordinates and organizes various programs. He ensures proper maintenance of discipline in the school. He promotes the harmonious development of the institution. He carries the traditions as well as projects the image of the school according to his own ideas and ideals. So it is therefore said that a school is as great as its headmaster. Already you know that headmaster is the head of the teachers, and he is going to play a different roles. He is going to organize different programs in the school for the purpose of harmonious development of the institution. Headmaster has to play key role in the institution, because image of the school development is going to depends upon the that school headmaster itself only. The headmaster should be a man of a great head and heart. He must have good qualifications in general education as well as in professional training. He must be a person with character and integrity. He should be a learned person and should have faith in himself, in his profession, in his staff and in his pupils. He should inspire all the staff, students and public. He should therefore have adequate proficiency in maintaining proper human relationship with all concerned. Headmaster is going to play an important role in educational administration, management and organization, because as a headmaster he should inspire teachers, students and also other people, those who are going to involve in educational institution. So that's why as a headmaster he should maintain relation with all section of the people. The headmaster is the team leader, and the spirit of cooperation should permeate in his dealing with the staff, pupil and community. He, with the collaboration of his staff, should work for accomplishing the objectives and ideals of the institution set before them. The success and achievement of the school largely depends on his efficiency, abilities, alertness, imagination, experience, resourcefulness. In fact, he is the friend, philosopher and guide in the school. Success of the institution is always depends upon the headmaster itself only, because headmaster is a leader of the school. Because whatever he wants to do in the institution, he has to take the support of teaching staff. For the purpose of taking support of teaching staff, he should maintain colonial relation with a teaching staff. Then only teaching staff are going to help in the institution for the purpose of running that institution in a successful manner. So therefore here, as a headmaster is going to play the role of friend, philosopher and also guide. Next, so here as a headmaster he is going to function different roles, means that functions and responsibilities of the headmaster. The headmaster has a large number of academic, organizational and administrative duties and responsibilities. But for convenience sake, these can be classified into followings. So they are: number 1, planning; number 2, organizing and administering; number 3, teaching; number 4, supervising and guiding; number 5, maintaining discipline and relations. So these all are the functions and responsibilities of the headmaster. So now let us discuss one by one in a detailed manner. So here the first one is what? Planning. So planning is the first step in any academic and administrative assignment. The headmaster is to plan all kinds of his activities in time for implementing various programs with success. He is required to plan his duties and functions throughout the year, but mainly at the following stages. So what are those stages? Number 1, before opening of the school; during the first week of the session; next, third one, during the session; and fourth one, at the end of the session. So in administration, planning is the first step. So this is going to be planning is going to be taken by the headmaster itself only, because whatever activities are going to be implement in the institution, so that implementation of all the activities is always depends upon planning itself only, because planning of the activities, successful running of the institution is always depends upon the planning of the activities itself only. Then how headmaster is going to do a planning? By using a what stages headmaster is going to do the plannings? So how many stages are there? 4 stages: before opening of the school, during the first week of the session, during the session, at the end of the session. So here again we will discuss all these stages in a detailed manner. First one, before opening of the school. Unless proper planning is made before opening of the school, there will be no positive condition in the school. There may be teachers without students, classes without teachers, and so on, due to lack of a timely planning. The headmaster therefore plan all arrangements before opening of the school, so that everything is found ready and as per needs and conditions. So when you prepare a planning before opening of the school, so everything will go on in a proper manner. So when you are going to prepare planning at the time of the opening of the school, means then automatically, so that planning will not work in a proper manner. To work that planning in a proper manner before opening of the school only, you are going to plan activities according to the need and importance of the school. So that's why the headmaster should announce the opening of the session after the summer vacation, the date of the application for admission, the date of any admission test for that purpose, and so on. All these may be notified on the notice board of the school and are advertised in the newspaper. So this is all these things are going to take place before opening of the school itself only. Next, planning during the first week of the session. Planning should be made as regards the following during the initial period of the each session. So here, teacher wise, student wise, and room wise timetables should be prepared. Second one, individual teachers should develop their scheme of lessons or activities. Third one, earlier to this, distribution of work, particularly teaching assignments, should be done among the staff. And next one, distribution of various co-curricular activities, projects should be made among the teachers. And next one, arrangements for necessary physical facilities like furniture, etc. should be done. And next one, students' assemblies may be convened to orient the new students and for giving instructions. And last one, announcement should be made for purchase of textbook and notebooks, etc. About all these areas there is need to planning, but at what time you are going to do planning about all these activities? Planning during the first week of the session. Next, planning during the session. The following tasks should be planned by the headmaster throughout the year. So whatever academic year is there, so throughout the academic year, so following tasks should be planned by the headmaster. What are they? First one, organization of the instructional work, means that about a teaching learning process. Next, organization of various programs, means that curricular programs and also co-curricular programs. Next, organizing extra mural talks, means extension activities by experts, means that as a headmaster you are going to organize some activities, extension activities by the some of the experts. So in those areas, so areas also as a headmaster you are going to do planning. Organization of class supervision and verification of records, students works, etc. means that how you are going to do the supervision of class of the students and how verification of records is going to be take place. Whatever work students are going to do, that work is also going to be organized in a proper manner by the headmaster itself only. Next, organizing guidance services, school broadcast, telecast programs and so on. And last one, making correspondence, furnishing proposal to government for improving infrastructure and academic programs, means that whatever developmental activities are need to develop the school, you are going to prepare a budget and you are going to furnish that proposal to government for the purpose of providing infrastructure facilities and also academic programs in the school. And next one, at the end of the session also as a headmaster you need to do planning. Then what planning you are going to do at the end of the session? The headmaster has to make planning for the following works. So in that, holding annual sports prize distribution ceremonies, etc., preparing abstracts of attendance, enrollment, fee collection, expenditure statement, etc. means that you are going to prepare attendance report, you are going to prepare enrollment report, you are going to plan about a fee collection, you are going to prepare expenditure statement, means that whatever expenditure you are going to do for the purpose of development of the school, so that area also you are going to do planning. Next, recording supervision remarks, making class promotion, etc., preparing annual report for each and every academic year. As a headmaster you are going to prepare annual report. So based on the annual report only, for next academic year there is possibility of preparing a developmental activities, and also for the purpose of preparing planning in an effective manner for next year, what is going to play an important role? Present academic year annual report is going to play an important role. Next, taking preliminary steps for the next session. If you want to run that school in a successful manner in a next session, what is compulsory? Taking preliminary steps. So these all are going to be planned by the headmaster at the end of the academic session. Next, after planning, second one, we are going to discuss about organizing and administering. The headmaster, besides planning, is required to organize and administer various programs and projects in the school. At the outset, he must procure adequate furniture, equipments and instruments for the school. He has to get the old equipment and furniture repaired, set up libraries, workshops and other physical facilities in an effective and improved manner. So here what headmaster is going to do? Headmaster is going to provide all physical facilities if necessary. Physical facilities means what? Furniture, equipments, instruments, and also whatever old furniture is there. So there, as a headmaster, you are going to repair those old furniture, and you are going to set up libraries, you are going to set up workshop, and you are going to provide other physical facilities for the purpose of effective improvement of that school. The headmaster has to develop curricular preparation, classify a pupils, distribute teaching jobs among teachers, and allot other duties among staff through discussion and celebration. He should organize sports, listening to school broadcast, viewing telecast, holding of festivals, scouting and Red Cross activities, organizing parent-teacher associations, faculty meetings, staff meetings, and so on. As a headmaster, you are going to prepare a curricular activities. Students are going to classified into different groups. Distribution of teaching jobs are going to take place. For each and every teacher, you are going to allot duties by taking opinions, by organizing staff meetings. At the same time, number of other co-curricular activities also going to be organized by the headmaster itself only. Next, duty and responsibility of the headmaster is teaching. The headmaster is the head of the teacher. He should be the teacher first and then everything else. He should take some classes, give guidance to teachers, and see that teaching work and standard in the school is not impaired in any way. He should command due respect and play a leadership role only by making himself good in teaching and better in knowledge and understanding the teachers and students' problems. He, of course, cannot be an expert in all subjects or fields, but he should have skills, interest, and a positive attitude towards academic activities. Headmaster is the head of the teacher. He is not an headmaster first. Basically, he is a teacher. So that's why as a teacher, as a headmaster, or as a teacher, he need to teach inside the classroom. When he will teach inside the classroom, then only headmaster is going to understand the problems of the teachers and the problems of the students. After understanding the problems of the teachers and the problems of the teacher, so then there is a possibility of taking precautions, giving guidance for the purpose of effective teaching learning process in the classroom. So if you teach effectively in the classroom, then only you are going to be role model to the students, to the parents, to the teaching staff also. Next responsibility of the headmaster is supervising and guiding. In traditional sense, supervising and guiding are taken as components of administration and organization. But in the modern days, supervision has acquired new significance and it needs new skills and insight. Administration, for example, means providing physical facilities and ensuring successful functioning of the institution, whereas supervision is concerned with improving the total teaching learning situation. Modern supervision is not fault finding but encouraging and guiding the teachers and students, even the parents, for improving the quality of the educational process. So here in supervision and also in guiding, the role of the headmaster is to providing physical facilities, financial facilities, and also human resources. So here the main concentration of the headmaster is ensuring successful functioning of the institution by the headmaster. So in a modern situation, supervision is not a fault finding. When you are doing supervision of the school, Your concentration is not on fault finding. Your concentration is on encouragement of the teacher and students for the purpose of effective teaching and learning purpose. So that's why continuous supervision is going to play an important role for the purpose of ensuring successful functioning of the institution. So in supervision and also guiding, then what headmaster is going to do? What headmaster is going to do in the classroom, right? So here listen carefully. Supervision of the teaching work. The headmaster should supervise the teaching work done by the teachers regularly and also in actual situation. Sometimes headmaster may be required to demonstrate through teaching any difficult point or concept. What headmaster is going to do? In supervision of the teaching work, the headmaster is going to do the supervision what teacher is doing in the classroom regularly and also in a real situation, in actual situation. Yes or no? So here, if any problem is there with a teacher is not teaching effectively in the classroom, so there headmaster has to give demonstration to the teacher about any difficult point or any difficult topic. If you want to give any suggestion or guidance to the teacher as a headmaster, you should not give a guidance or suggestion in front of the students. In your room only you are going to give suggestions or you are going to encourage the teacher. Next, supervision of the practicals and outdoor work. Students are required to do a map work, conduct surveys, undertake projects and carry on practical and craft work in and outside the school. They play games and sports, hold meetings and go on picnics and field trips. The headmaster should supervise these activities every now and then and extend necessary cooperation as well as guidance. Whatever other co-curricular activities are going to take place like games and also sports and also organizing picnics and field trips. So here there is need to supervise all these activities. So wherever there is need to give a cooperation, there wherever there is need to give a guidance, as a headmaster you are going to give a cooperation and you are going to give guidance. Next one, supervision of the welfare services, provision of adequate physical facilities and welfare service for better teaching learning activities. For example, physical faculties, facilities like water and light, seating accommodation and furniture, hostel provision for boarding and lodging and services like medical inspection also contribute to the students' welfare. Some other facilities like cycle stand, common room, canteen, etc. are necessary. All these facilities and services have to be supervised regularly by the headmaster. And next one, supervision of the office work. An office, as mentioned earlier, is as important as the heart of a body. It has to keep communication both with school people and also with higher authority people. It has to deal with admission, it has to deal with attendance, it has to maintain registers and accounts, etc. The headmaster should supervise all the office work and check the files, registers from time to time for ensuring proper maintenance and regular administration and organization of the school. And last responsibility of the headmaster is maintaining discipline and interhuman relations. Discipline is of vital importance for proper functioning of the school. it mostly depends upon the competency of the headmaster. Means that competency of the headmaster is going to play an important role in maintaining discipline and inter-human relations. The headmaster has, therefore, to maintain his proper relations with staff, students, parents, and community. So here we will discuss one by one how headmaster is going to maintain discipline with staff, students, parents, and community. So first let us discuss how headmaster is going to maintain relation with staff. He must be just and sympathetic towards staff members. He is not an autocrat but a democratic leader. He should show respect to others' personality and maintain congenial human relations, means that positive relationship. He must recognize the individual differences and capitalize on the uniqueness in everybody. He should participate in the actual situation himself and share the burden of work as well as responsibilities. He must give instruction and at the same time seek advice and suggestions from the teachers both individually as well as jointly. For this purpose, both personal interviews, discussions as well as staff meetings are to be held as frequently as possible. Next, with students, how headmaster is going to maintain relation. The headmaster is not only the leader of the staff but also a well-wisher of the pupils also. Through democratic administration, he should promote willing participation and sharing of pupils in the management and organization of both curricular and co-curricular programs. The headmaster should take interest in students' welfare activities and provide all facilities for all-round development of their personality. He should maintain friendly relation with students in order to encourage and inspire them. Next, how headmaster is going to maintain relation with parents. The headmaster should maintain relation both directly or indirectly with contacts or with guardians. It has been found that teachers close relationship with parents, headmasters close relations with parents, and students' achievement as well as their behavior are positively correlated. Parents-teacher association may be formed for the purpose, and the headmaster should involve guardians in the annual function and occasional celebrations in the school. The headmaster should be cooperative, sympathetic, and courteous towards them. Whatever programs are going to be organized in the institution by the leadership of the headmaster has to invite parents to participate in all these activities. So for the purpose of maintaining relation with parents, compulsory there is need to invite parents whatever activities, festivals, celebrations are going to take place in the institution. Next, community. How headmaster should maintain relation with community. Since the school is registered as the center of community development, the headmaster should maintain close relation with the community. There are experts in art, literature, craft, etc. in different sectors of the community, and they can be invited to schools to give talks and demonstrate their work to students and teachers. As a headmaster, he should maintain relation with community, because in community also skilled people will be there. As a headmaster, you are going to invite them, and you are going to invite them for the purpose of giving motivational speeches, for the purpose of doing communication with students, and for the purpose of showing their art or skill. The headmaster should keep contacts with various voluntary agencies and also other organizations for the purpose of getting cooperation from those organizations to promote to improve the school in effective manner, because improvement of the school is going to depends upon role of the community in the school. So that's why as a headmaster you need to maintain contact with community and also with other voluntaries and also other organizations. If there is a contact between you and community people, then automatically community people are going to work towards the development of the school. So that's why development of the institution, development of the school is always depends upon the leader itself only. So that leader is nothing but, who is that leader? Headmaster. So this is the end of the topic, role of the headmaster as an academician and administrator. Thank you.